So today in Montreal, there was an anti-racist or hate rally or something, but the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald was vandalized. And if you don't know who that is Canada's first prime minister, right? So this was done by a group that called themselves they are an anti-colonial, anti-racist, anti-capitalist group that claim responsibility for this. And they said they didn't have any association with the actual protest that was going on at the time, right? So at least they're not trying they're not associating themselves with them, so they're not demonizing all of the protesters or whatever. But they're the ones that did this, and they said it's because he represents colonialism, white supremacy, racism. Like this, they're just the typical Antifa type of people that you have in America, the privileged upper middle class white people that think they're making a difference by vandalizing old statues of people that used to be racist in the past. And they're like, oh, we need to dismantle white supremacy. But it's like, if you go far enough in history, like everybody was bad by our standards today, right? Literally everybody. There was no good people by our standards today. All the people that made contributions to human history that really bettered people were not necessarily the best people. So, like, that doesn't mean we need to erase them from our fucking history, right? Like, in the future, we could be looked at as fucking monsters by the way that we're behaving right now. Maybe in the future, eating meat will be considered like just barbaric and horrible because we'll have like all this other shit where we don't need it or whatever. Like, I eat meat now, I don't think it is, but I'm just saying, like, that could be the case. And does that mean they're going to now erase us from fucking history because we happen to eat some fucking cow and shit, and they're gonna get rid of all of our accomplishments that we made? Like, they're bringing up the way he treated Aboriginals and how he wanted Canada more to be a white state, but this is how most countries acted back then. Most places, even today, that are not majority white countries, do not want their countries to be vastly different than it is now. They, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's only Western countries that this is kind of okay in for it to happen. So this is the way it always was. People always wanted to keep their country majority, whatever race it primarily was to begin with. So it doesn't mean we need to erase them from history. They're bringing up how he hanged Louis Riel, and it's like, I'm a direct descendant from Marianne Gabory, which is his grandmother, right? So he's pretty much like a cousin of mine, and I'm not offended by fucking Sir John A. Macdonald. And this is not going to fight colonialism. It's like we don't have that anymore. We were a colony of fucking England anyways. So Canada we're not a colonialist, right? We left them. So this is just fucking nonsense. And it's like we bend over backwards to give a lot of shit to Aboriginals. I'm not condoning everything we did in the past, residential schools and all these things, but these things do not exist anymore. And just these people are just like Antifa, so they're essentially communists. Like they said, they are anti-capitalist, so they're the types of people that just want to redistribute wealth around, and that is not working, right? We can give all the money we want to Aboriginals and stuff in Canada because we oppressed them in the past, but we already do that now, and that does not work. Go through a fucking reserve now and look at it. It's horrible, right? The only people that have the money are the chiefs, and the rest of the people in that community live like shit, right? So just giving money, being like socialistic and all this shit is not going to solve the problems. And defacing statues of our very first prime minister in Canada is not going to do anything. Like, you're just going to piss people off, and these people are probably going to grow up in a few years and be like, yeah, I was acting like a real fucking idiot, thinking I was making a difference, or really I was just being a douchebag. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe, and have a good day. See ya.